What is up, everybody? Matt Modi here to give you my favorite NBA player prop picks. We're talking for tomorrow's NBA betting slate, depending when you're watching this. It's game 6 of the Knicks and the Pacers. That's Saturday, May 31st. Only one game. That's the only series that we have going on right now. We need the Pacers to win or the Knicks to win in 7, and then we go to the finals. But I'm going to have 2 NBA player prop picks for you guys to lock in for this game. Very, very confident in the 2 plays that we have. To do a recap, we've been pretty hot with the NBA after taking a hiatus for a decent period of time and playing the beginning of May very light. Like basically up until the conference finals, I wasn't playing every day. What I have played has gone pretty well. The conference finals have gone well. I've had 8 plays total in the conference finals. We're up over 4 units on those plays. If you just look at the month of May, we are up about 7 units with the NBA. So as cold as home runs have been, NBA has been the opposite. So I did want to make sure that I got a video out for you guys to enjoy. We've cashed out Brunson 30 plus points 3 times in this series. Feeling pretty good about that. The other series, Wolves Thunder, I had a little bit struggled more, which is why I didn't have as many plays, which I'm glad that series is over. So we got, game 6 of this series going on tomorrow. Gonna pull up Props Madness, my favorite NBA tool. I use them for everything that I am doing with the NBA. If you are interested in checking them out, there's a link to Props Madness in the description of the video. So the first play, I have an over and I have an under. We'll start with the over. I took Miles Turner and I took him 15 plus points. Now, if you wanted to be safe, you could go over 13.5, minus 115 odds at DraftKings. Anybody that knows me knows that's not how I do things. I took 15 plus points, which you can get at plus 120 odds at DraftKings. I think it's much, much better going up to that 15 plus number as opposed to over 13.5 and getting significantly better odds. I mean, you're getting plus 120 versus minus 115 and you're going up 1 point. So I do think that the value is there. The thing with Miles Turner, so there's a couple things that I want to mention here. Number one, another thing that anybody knows about me is I love what I like to call fade recent results, positive regression, buy low spots, whatever you want to call it, whatever makes the most sense for you. That's what we have here with Miles Turner. He's gone under in 2 straight games now. Now, one of the games he went under, he scored 13 points. He was 1 bucket away. Now, the volume wasn't that high, so I'm not going to sit here and say that he was due for positive regression after this game. You want him to take more than 8 shots, for sure. Last game is really what I am fading. He only played 24 minutes. That's a low by far. You look at the minutes that he normally plays in the playoffs, he averages over 30. This is the only time he's played a low number like this. And he played 22 minutes in this game, won by 20. Played 24 minutes in this game, lost by 16. Now, they lost by 17 in this game, so they ended up just resting him. But if this game is close, which is probably going to be, he's probably going to play 28 to 30 minutes. So if we just look at this filter and we say, okay, every time he's played like 26 or more minutes, he's gone over in 8 of 12 games. So I'm expecting the minutes to be there. I'm not expecting him to play 24 minutes again. And I like the matchup a lot for Miles Turner. I mean, when Jaylen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are on the floor, it's Tyrese Halliburton, it's Miles Turner pick and roll, and they just put those 2 guys in a blender. It started off incredibly hot in game 1 for Miles Turner, and they kind of got away from it after that. And then it got incredibly hot in quarter 4 of game 2. Now, game 3 was just kind of good all around. 19 points, 12 shots. That's exactly what you're looking for Miles Turner. And even if they end up playing Mitchell Robinson more, it's not going to be as advantageous. But Turner being able to stretch the floor the way that he can is incredibly valuable. So I like the fact, and if you just look at the playoffs over the last 2 years, he's gone over this number in 17 of 29 games in the playoffs. So that's pretty good. He's averaging over 16 points per game, and that's pretty good. And you look at this playoffs specifically, it's 9 of 15 games. Again, pretty good, 60% hit rate. And then you look at the head-to-head against the Knicks over the last 2 years. It's 10 of 17 games, averaging 16 points per game, just about a 60% hit rate. And you look at the playoffs specifically between these 2 teams, it's 7 of 12 games. So everything I'm showing you is showing a player that pretty consistently goes over the number that we're asking him to get, which again is plus 120 odds. So keep that in mind. And this also includes him missing it in 2 straight. And one time he missed, he scored 14 points. 2 of the other times he missed, he scored 13. So as long as he's playing 26 minutes, he's going to score 13, 14 points. just can you give us one extra bucket to get to that 15 plus number? I think that he can do it. Another thing, and I'm not a home road guy. That's not how I do things. I really don't think home road splits matter that much. I know a lot of people are. And if you are, the home road splits, especially this year for Miles Turner, he's gone over in 6 of 7 games. The only time he did not score 15 or more points was when he scored 13 in game, that would have been game 3. Or game 4, excuse me, that would have been game 4. So you can pretty reliably count on him to score 15 points. I mean, he's averaging 17 in this playoff run. And you look at home the last 2 years. So this year was 6 of 7. Last year, it was 5 of 8. He missed it 3 times in the playoffs at home. So the last 2 years, 11 of 15. That's pretty good. Again, I'm not really a home road guy, but at least it does help my argument. And I know some people are, so I just wanted to show you. The biggest thing for me is his role on offense. And I'm just expecting a much better Pacers offensive game plan. You know, the difference in game 5, what the Knicks did, they pressured Halliburton from the jump. They pressured Halliburton from like the second he got the ball, bringing it up the floor. I don't necessarily think that that's the solution. Oh, we just need to pressure him more. They're going to have an answer for it. And that pick and pop with Halliburton and Miles Turner, it's just deadly, especially when Karl Anthony Towns and Jaylen Brunson are on the court together, which at least is going to be the beginning of the series, or beginning of the game, I should say. So I really there's a lot of reasons to like this Miles Turner's one. It fits a lot of different metrics that I look at, and home road splits is not a metric that I look at, and it does fit that as well. So that's play number 1, Miles Turner, 15 plus points. And then the other play that I have is an under, and I'm taking Jaylen Brunson, and I'm taking him under on the threes. So this is a play that I hit earlier this series. I hit it in game 1. I like hitting it once again in game 6. And you look, it's the matchup. The way the Pacers play defense is they do not allow guys like Jaylen Brunson to torch them from above the 3-point line. If you look at the head-to-head between these two teams and you include the regular season, he's only made 3 or more 3-pointers in 6 of 18 games. And I should say, you know, FanDuel has this at minus 130. BetMGM, so they had it at plus 100. Then it moved to plus 105. Now it's down to minus 110. But you can get plus 100 at ESPN Bet and Bet365. And that is what I would take. I would still take it at that plus 100 number. Getting even money for that, and especially if you're able to get plus 105 at BetMGM, I think that is phenomenal. And again, so it's 6 of 18 games, right? And you look at his 3-point attempts. He averages about 5.5 in these 18 games over the last 2 years against the Pacers. In every other game, you look at the entirety of the last 2 years for Jaylen Brunson, he averages 6.5. It's a full 3-point attempt fewer than what he normally averages. And you look at the playoffs specifically, it goes up a little bit to 6.2. Some outlier numbers here, like he took 12 in game 2. That's not going to happen again. The most you'll see him take is normally 6. Like if you look at the last 2 years, how many times has he taken 7 or more? It's 3 in the playoffs. And those are the only 3 times that he has gone over, is when he takes 7, or no, I guess one other time he hit going 3 of 6. But if he's taking 6 or fewer shots, 3-point attempts, more often than not, he's not going to make 3 of them. You know, they pressure the 3-point, or I should say they pressure the guard running the pick and roll so heavily above the action. And Jaylen Brunson is not a get off the 3-point shot with no space kind of guy. He needs a little bit of space. He's shorter and he doesn't have that high of a release, and it takes him, his release is a little bit longer, and he doesn't have like an aggressive step back like Halliburton, like James Harden, who's like obviously the best, like Luka, all those guys. Brunson's amazing. Don't get me wrong. He's incredible. I mean, there's a reason why he scored 30 points basically in every single game against these teams, and why his over-under has gone from like 27.5, 29.5 to now 31.5, where I think it's gotten a little bit too high for my blood. There's a reason why he cooks these types of teams, just not from the 3-point line. And after hitting 4 of 7 last game, I want to fade that. I don't think he's going to get up 7 attempts. I don't think he's going to shoot above 50% from 3 as well. So he shoots fewer and he doesn't make as many. That's where you can get the over-under of 2.5. I guess the odds on this are moving pretty interestingly. It was minus 130. You just saw me. It was minus 130 on FanDuel. Now it's down to minus 106. But the plus 100s are no longer available. So depending on when you watch this, who knows what the price is going to be at. I would take it minus 105, even down to minus 110. I would still take it. So I'm not worried about you guys being able to find the odds And it's really just a tough matchup. I mean, the head-to-head speaks for itself. In 6 of 18 games, you look at the playoffs, it's 4 of 12. And again, 3 of those 4 were on 7 or more attempts, which I don't think he's going to take. And I also don't think he's going to shoot 50% above from three-point range. It's probably closer to 2 to 6 is what we're looking at here. So that's my second and final official play of this game. I'll give you guys some leans as well, but it's Jaylen Brunson under 2.5 made 3-pointers. When I sent it out, it was plus 105. It's moved all around. I'll track it at plus 100 just to be kind of the easiest with everybody. And then the Miles Turner at plus 120 for 15 plus points. You can definitely get that. No issues there. And those are my 2 official plays. In terms of leans, I mentioned that the points for Brunson is too rich for my blood, over 31.5. I felt queasy taking 30.5 last game. I mean, he's gone over the last 2 games to 30.5, but barely. And I kind of feel like the Knicks are going to get blasted in this game. So I'm kind of wanting to fade anything on the Knicks side. Another thing that I looked at was his under 6.5 assists. I mean, he's gone over this number in 3 of 12 games against these 2 teams, or against the Pacers in the playoffs over the last 2 years. You look at the regular season, it's 5 of 18, so it's just as gross as his 3-point prop. The reason why, I mean, he's had 3 games, 1 assist on 7, 5 on 15, and then 5 on 11. He's going to have a game where he gets 8 assists on 10 potentials. That's just kind of how these law of averages works, even though we did have, I mean, the first 7 games against them last year. But if he had just gone over last game, it would have been a different story. But after this 11, I probably should have took his under. If I had thought about it more, I should have taken his under after this 11. But after missing it in 3 straight games, I'm definitely not telling you to take the over by any means. I'm definitely not. I just think that we're due for some positive regression on his assist prop after missing it in 3 games. I don't love the matchup for his assists, which is why I'm not betting it, and I would lean towards the under. I'm just not making an official play after that. And the other one I wanted to mention here is Halliburton on the assists. If this was, I mean, so in game 1, this was 10 plus, 4 plus money. Then moved closer to like even money minus slightly in game 2. And then I don't remember what the odds were in the last 3. I was hoping that I could get a better price on 10 plus assists after game 4 or game 5, where he only had 6 on 10 potential assists, but that's not the case. I mean, you're paying minus 130 for 10 plus. Absolutely not. And you're paying only really even money or plus 105 for over 10.5. Absolutely not. So if you want like a parlay piece or something, if you need it for an SGP bonus or anything like that, then yeah, I think the 10 plus is, if odds didn't exist, is a play that I like. I think it's a great positive regression spot after game 5. Again, the difference, the Knicks pressured him the second he touched the ball. Full court pressure on Tyrese Halliburton. They're going to have some sort of answer for that. Maybe it means Halliburton doesn't take the ball up the court as much, and they rely more on Nembhard or Benedict Mathurin, who's been awesome the last 2 games, especially game 4. I mean, he had 20 points in 13 minutes, and then last game he played more. Still played well. Got to the line 9, 10, 11 times the last 2 games. So maybe it's more of Benny Matz. You know, his over is reasonably priced at minus 120, minus 110 at 9.5. I'll go ahead and give that out as another lean. The leans, I haven't been tracking. I'm not going to start tracking whether they hit or not. I think my leans in game 1 went like 4-0, so maybe I should, but a little bit more risk averse. But we're just rocking with the 2 plays officially. Brunson under 2.5 made 3 is Miles Turner, 15 plus points. Appreciate you guys for watching. Check out Props Madness, link to them in the description of the video. They have W stuff as well, which I'm going to get into when the NBA season ends. And then my Tails account is where I send everything that I'm on. I first send it out to Tails, so check that out if you're interested. Thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to bet responsibly and have a good one.